you'd hope for, but how do you make sure the team doesn't make the season just disappear into nothing?
I think we've always said all the way along throughout Showdowns, regardless of form or where you're at in the ladder, it's always going to be a big game and one that I know both teams really look forward to. That'll certainly be the case this weekend, and we've still certainly got a lot to play for the rest of the season to come. So we want to make sure we finish off the year strong and fight it out.
Surely it would be nice also to dent Port's finals charge.
Oh, it's always nice to be the team on top in the town in terms of the Showdown rivalry. So it's it's an added bonus if you're able to win this week. But I think based on last week's results and the few weeks before that with the performance of the team, we've been heading in the right direction. So it's about trying to finish when we can and getting some positive results from here on in.
For you as well, VB, are you surprised how everything's flipped around for you guys? I mean, it must have been pretty frustrating 12 months.
Yeah, it's certainly been a challenging year for us as a group in terms of results, in terms of some injuries that have happened as well, and form throughout the year has been consistent, as I said, so it's provided its own challenges throughout the year, but I think at times we've shown that we're capable of playing at the level. You only have to go back 2 weeks ago out here against Geelong as a great indication of what we're capable of. It's about trying to replicate that form week in, week out, and we've got 5 games now to finish off the year strongly and make sure we can really get something out of the season.
Nathan, you talk about injuries and needing to rejig a forward line. Ben Rutten maybe come back in the side and play up forward. Do you see that as a possibility, or is that something we're dreaming up?
Oh, I reckon he'd love to. I know he kicked his first 3 kicks in the AFL were goals, I think, over West, but he'll certainly come back for us this week, which will be very handy, but I'm not sure exactly where he'll line up. He hasn't played forward for a fair while, but I dare say that'll be something the match committee will discuss.
How do you kick enough goals? Obviously, no Tippett, no Walker. Jenkins is gone. How are you going to get enough score to win this game?
We have to take our chances when we get them to them. I think that was one of our downfalls in the weekend. We had a number of shots that were gettable goals, and we missed them. So we're giving ourselves the opportunity there to put ourselves in the contest. And I think we've shown in the past when we haven't had the personnel up forward that we would have ideally liked, or that is seen as our best forward line, we've been able to manufacture ways of getting winning scores. So we're going to certainly have to look at other avenues this week and possibly some different personnel up forward, but that'll be something we look at later in the week.
And which way would you like to go with it? Try to score more, or try to shut it down so you don't have to score as much? That three-man system of
it's a bit hard to control sometimes. I think it's we have to try and underpin our game with some strong defensive pressure, as I'm sure most sides do, and if it means you kick a high score, then we'll take it, but if it means you win with a low score, we'll take that too.
Does Lewis Johnston give you a chance to have a crack at it this week?
He can't do much more at the moment, that's for sure. He's playing some outstanding footy in the SNFL for North and kicked another 7 goals yesterday, so he's certainly putting his hand up for selection, and he's certainly around the mark as well, that's for sure.
And Danger will play, you reckon?
Yeah, I think Paddy'll be right this week. He's just got to get through his training for us this week, but I know he was itching at the weekend to try and get out there, but this week I'm pretty sure he'll be right.
If it would be enough as a consolation for the season if you took that trophy and the last showdown on Amy as some sort of bragging rights for the year?
I don't think that'd make the season seem a winning result for us, if you like, if we just take one game for the year. It's, as I said, we're focusing on not only this week but finishing off the year in the way that in the best way that we can. That's by playing consistent footy, and it starts this weekend, which will be a huge challenge because we know how well Port have been playing all year.
The fact that it's the last showdown at Amy, any extra significance for both you guys and the 2 footy clubs?
I think it's significant for supporters and for clubs in general. I think players won't treat it any differently, to be honest, but I'd love to see a big crowd come out this weekend. It's obviously the last showdown at Amy Stadium, and it'll be a great contest. I've got no doubt about that. So it'll be great to see a big turnout of SA footy fans.
Nathan, you reckon that'd add some nice spice to it if there was a bit more on the line, something actually tangible on the line out there on the weekend?
I thought he was going to play round 1 here at Adelaide Oval. That's not up to us. It's out of our control. It would certainly add some spice to the contest, I reckon.
Blakey, where could it be from your point of view? Where can you guys get the edge?
I think it's going to be along the similar lines as what Blakey was talking about. We've been priding ourselves the last month in our defensive side of our game, which has been at the level for large parts of each contest each week. So this week will be no different. And I think it's going to be a pretty good midfield battle, I would have thought, this week, with both sides having quality midfields, and we need to be up for the challenge to make sure that we can help out our forward line as well, because they may well be a different look up there, so it may not have to push forward and try and kick some goals themselves in the midfield.
Have you spoken to Josh Jenkins today at all? And how's he going?
Yeah, I saw Josh this morning, and he's still pretty sore after the weekend. He's going to go through the process today of getting scans and seeing the relevant people to see what course of action he has to take from here, but it looks like he'll miss the rest of the season, which is really unfortunate.
Have you spoken to him at all if he's facing surgery for this, or?
Yeah, like I said, he's going to have to see, he's got appointments this afternoon to see where that's at for him, but we'll wait and see.
Nathan, did you hear Ross Lyon's comments after the game on the weekend? Basically said that you said there were much better teams than you going around, they didn't play well, and if they were playing a good team they wouldn't have got away with the win.
I guess other coaches have been told their opinions. Certainly if Sando was asked a question about us, he'd back us in, and we know we're a good enough side to beat any side on their day. We showed that a couple of weeks ago, and our form has been up and down throughout the year, so there's probably reasons there why, obvious reasons why we're not in the 8 and why we're not competing for the finals as high as what we want to be, so we've got to expect that criticism from times, but we certainly back ourselves in every week.
Is it pretty personal between Crows and Freo? I mean, like, good recent history of games, and obviously it looked like they targeted you before the game in particular, and then for Ross to come out and say that, which is a bit out of character, it's quite pointed. Is it a pretty emotional rivalry there?
Oh, we've had some great battles over the last couple of years, couple of seasons, particularly when Sando's taken over. I know we managed to get them 3 from 3 last year, and then this year they've got the wood over us. So it's they've all been pretty tight battles, which I suppose is building for a good rivalry between the two sides. But we'll have a good review this afternoon of the game, and then move on to the showdown this week.
Just on you though being targeted before the game, it's a bit of a talking point in Perth today. Did you feel you were singled out a bit more than you otherwise would have been?
Oh no, I think there's a bit of emotion, a bit of commotion around the start of the game. So it was both sides were up and ready for a fierce contest, and I think it was good that we managed to settle pretty quickly and come out to a really good start. So it just shows, I think, that emotion sometimes there at the start of the game, but we managed to move on with it pretty well.
Where's the argument today about Scott Thompson? Should he or shouldn't he play?
Sorry, what's that?
Where's the argument today with Scott Thompson? Should he or shouldn't he play?
Who's arguing that one?
Well, even you guys have argued the point is should he carry injuries in the game?
Yeah, look, I'll in that one, I'll back in Scott on that one. He's an experienced player, and he knows his body well enough to know that if he thinks he can perform at AFL level and play a full game, then I'll back his judgment on that one.
How have you rated Daniel Tarley's season, Nathan, after rising star last year? How have you thought he's gone this year?
Yeah, Tarles has had some tough opponents throughout the year, and he's had done some really good jobs for us. And at times, he'd be the first one to admit he hasn't played as well as he would have liked. But you've only got to be around Daniel Tarley throughout the week to see the way he prepares, how hard he is on himself, and what high standards he expects of himself to know that if he doesn't play as well as what he would like, he's very quick to respond in the next week or the coming weeks.
How mature is he for a 50-game player?
Yeah, he's had to burden on a fair workload, I suppose, over his first couple of years, because we haven't had the personnel to back him up in the defence, with obviously only Ben Rutten there as an experienced player. So he's had to mature pretty quickly, and I think he's done a really good job of that.
And another sort of young defender, Carl Hardigan, what do you think of him on the weekend?
Yeah, it was great to see Cole get a game. He's a great story coming off the rookie list, and last year he was playing in the VFL obviously, so it meant a lot to him. He's been playing some really good footy for South in the SNFL, so I think he was solid for us in the weekend. He certainly played his role, and he's going to be a player for us in the future, that's for sure.
Toby spoke about
Nathan, do you think you will be freer in your minds as how you go into this game, because there's other issues at the premiership table and must win and all that?
No, I think as Travis alluded to before, it's showdowns are big games, and for our younger players, we've got a lot of young guys on the side at the moment. They'll be around town this week, and they'll feel that build up. They'll feel the hype around town, and that's enough to keep you on edge for the week, and know that the result is really important, win, lose or draw. So it's going to be a great contest, and one that we'll certainly embrace the build up to it, and expect that we'll play really well on Sunday.
Jeff,
Brendan Sanders has told about Jeff Gishens. What do you want to ask the umpiring boss about where the game's going with umpires?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I've got no doubt that I know the coaching staff each week obviously go over decisions from the week before and a few questions they'll ask. Generally speaking, though, you can watch the Friday night game I reckon each week and get a theme for the week of what the umpires are targeting. But as players, you know, we get fully briefed at the start of the year on what the rule changes are, different interpretations that are going to be made throughout the season, and we're expected to adapt as best we can. We give our feedback where we can as leadership groups to the umpiring department when they come around and visit. But, I guess that'll happen at the season's end and throughout the pre-season.
You get the opportunity this week, what are you confused about?
I'm pretty clear on most of the rules as they play out in the game. I think players know there's always frustrations with holding the ball and the hands in the back, but I guess that's part of the competitive attitude of players when you're out there. You always think it's your free kick and you've done nothing wrong, but sometimes it doesn't hurt to go over vision and see specifics of each call and why they're made.
Is disposal one at the moment? It seems like you can just drop the ball and you'll be fine if you get tackled.
Yeah, as I said, there's always some grey areas in certain rules, but yeah, we just play the whistle.
The first showdown had a huge biff between Jamo and Cummings. Do you think maybe the last showdown here there might be a bit of to and fro, good biff?
Who are you picking?
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Yeah, you guys can have a crack if you like.
The referee had it on the weekend and he kicked a goal straight away, so maybe we don't go with that team.
Who would you put up each of you to the Who's the best?
I don't know who's the best in the Washington too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, it wouldn't be me.
Are you getting that one right? Because it seems to be you're sent somewhere in the first half and there's a fire that burns pretty quickly and you're sent to that person in the second half. But the coach is getting your matchups right.
I think sometimes the responsibility lies on the group as a whole, because of being accountable in the way that we play throughout the midfield and making sure that while we may be running with the tag or a run with player, that it doesn't just solely mean that's the only person that has to defend for the day. So it's a team responsibility there, I think, regardless of whether we're playing a defensive midfielder in there or whether we're not.
Is it good for you that you keep having your roles changed up every quarter?
I'll play wherever the coach is selected for the play.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, boys.